Thanksgiving ceremony, Yvonne and I are going to tell you a bit about what's going to be happening today. And so, what have we got in store, Yvonne? Well, there's lots of food, so if you get hungry, please go to Chinatown. There's loads of noodles, spring rolls, dumplings for you to kind of enjoy. There's also lots of stalls to buy cultural gifts. And then also there will be some fireworks in Leicester Square at 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, so please don't miss those. We also have in Trafalga Scare a flight simulator to your right, and also a climbing wall. That's what we've got packed for you, and obviously these Chinese New Year celebrations would not have been possible without the help of all our supporters and our major sponsors. And the London Chinatown Chinese Association would like to thank the Mayor of London, the Chinese Embassy, Westminster City Council, the Arts Council, Bank of China, Bank of East Asia, Cathay Pacific, Shaftesbury PLC, Seawoo, Metropolitan Police, and the Armed Forces. Now, I'm not sure about you, Susanna, but I'm looking around into the audience, and there seems to be a lot more people than last year. Perhaps I can see some old faces and some new faces. Yeah, I think because there's so many new faces, I think we need to teach them how to say Happy New Year. What do you think? I definitely think so, and they're a bit quiet as well, aren't they? Exactly are. Would you like to learn how to say Happy New Year? Yeah! So after 3, we'll do it in Cantonese first. After 3, I would like you all to say Gong Hei Fat Choi. 1, 2, 3. Gong Hei Fat Choi. Not bad, not bad. I'm a little bit deaf though, and I really didn't quite hear that. Should we do it again then? Yeah, man. Yeah. After 3, 1, 2, 3. That's much better. Should we just use them now? Yes, I think we should. Now, you can also say it in Mandarin, and in Mandarin, it's Gong Xi Fa Cai. Okay? So after 3, 1, 2, 3. Wow, they're getting better, aren't they? They're pretty good. I'm getting very warmed up, aren't they? I think we're ready now to start. Excellent. Please can we welcome onto the stage the President of the London Chinatown Chinese Association, Mr. Chi Ting Tang. And Susanna will translate for you.
尊敬的倫敦市副市長 John Ross 先生，尊敬的西敏市市長 Alexander Nicholl 先生，尊敬的中國駐英大使曹培生先生及夫人，尊敬的國會議員乜標先生，尊敬的西敏市首長三位同先生，各位嘉賓、先生們、女士們、朋友們，大家好！一年一度嘅農曆新年又到啦，借此大地回春、萬象更新之際，我謹代表倫敦華埠商會向大家拜年，恭祝大家新年快樂，身體健康，諸寧順境。一年來，倫敦華埠商會為廣大華僑做了大量嘅工作，這全靠商會全體委員嘅勤奮同埋社會各界嘅大力支持。對此，我謹代表倫敦華埠商會向大倫敦市政府、西敏市政府、中國大使館、大倫敦警察局、倫敦華埠警察組、各贊助商以及所有支持商會工作朋友表示衷心嘅感謝。去年 George Street 和 Macclesfield Street 嘅改造工程已經修復完畢，他們嘅美觀、整齊、舒服嘅環境同埋地方嘅安全都係來之不易嘅，是經過我們以上的機構辛勤工作所爭取得嚟的。而麗人街嘅美化步行街計劃喺春節後動工，相信完工後，整個唐人區將得更加完善。至於最南面華都街口同埋 Leicester Square 北京式嘅新牌樓，現在正在申請之中，希望盡快得到市政府嘅批准，早日落實。並在07年年尾之前，唐人街所有計劃工程完畢。到時，我相信倫敦嘅唐人街將會成為全球最好嘅唐人街。而倫敦唐人街嘅農曆新年慶典將會是中國地方以外規模最大嘅活動，而這個活動也是倫敦市市中心每年最大嘅盛事。最後，繼續恭祝大家 新年快樂，身體健康，生意興隆，家庭幸福。多謝。
Mayor of London's representative, Mr. John Ross, Director of Economic and Policy, His Right Worshipful, the Lord Mayor of Westminster, Councillor Alexander Newton, His Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, Mr. Zhao Pei-Sing and Mrs. Zhao Pei-Sing, the Right Honourable Mark Field MP, Leader of Westminster City Council, Simon Milton, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Once again, we arrive at the happiest festival in the Chinese calendar, the Spring Festival. On behalf of the London Chinatown Chinese Association, I would like to wish everyone good health, prosperity and happiness in the auspicious Year of the Pig. Throughout the year, the London Chinatown Chinese Association has used its best efforts to serve the Chinese community. Our work would not have been so successful without assistance from our many staunch and supporters. On behalf of the London Chinatown Chinese Association, I would like to thank the Greater London Authority, Westminster City Council, the Chinese Embassy, the Metropolitan Police, the Metropolitan Police Chinatown Unit, our valued sponsors, friends and supporters for all their help and support over the years.
Is that a good idea?
Last year, the Trafalga Chinatown Action Plan was completed, with Gerrard Street and Macclesfield Street receiving a makeover when both streets were completely repaved, making Chinatown more pleasant and comfortable. After Chinese New Year, the works will begin on Lisle Street. Once these are completed, Chinatown will become even more attractive. It is also intended that there will be new Beijing-styled gates erected on the south side of Wardour Street and Leicester Square. The planning application has now been submitted, and we hope that approval from Westminster City Council will be obtained as soon as possible in order for the works to start with completion by the end of 2007 as originally envisaged. When Chinatown's improvement works are completed, I believe that London's Chinatown will become the best Chinatown in the world. The Chinese New Year celebrations in London are already the largest Chinese New Year celebrations outside of China. They are also one of London's most prominent annual cultural events. With your support, we can continue with the success. Finally, I wish you all once again a very happy Chinese New Year. Gong Hei Fat Choi.
Gong Hei Fat Choi. Gong Hei Fat Choi. I like
now
that.
Please welcome the Mayor of London's representative, Mr. John Ross, Director of Economic and Policy.
First, I want to welcome you on behalf of the Mayor of London, from whom you will have a message in a minute. He's been here for the last 6 years. He'll be here next year for a very special event I want to explain. This year, I'm afraid, we're just not able to come, so he sent an inadequate substitute instead. First thing I'm going to do, therefore, is not try to substitute for Ken, but simply to thank people. Firstly, this is the 7th year that the Mayor's office has supported the Chinese New Year, and it's now become a great symbol of the multicultural character of our city, and which is literally reported throughout the world. We had 200,000 people last year celebrated the Chinese New Year in London, and we're very confident we're going to have more this year. I'd like to thank the London Chinatown Chinese Association for again basically putting together the entire event, the Lions and Dragon teams, the parade and all the other things that make the Chinese New Year what it is. The final thing I want to talk about is next year, because next year is a very special year, because we are now 18 months away from the Beijing Olympic Games, and with the closing ceremony of the Beijing Olympic Games, London is then able to promote itself on the world stage for its 2012 Olympics. And we will be counting down the entire year from the 1st of January 2008 to the end of the Beijing closing ceremony, and then we are going to have one tremendous celebration here and everywhere else. In that period of time, one of the most important links that we've already forged in is with Beijing itself, and this is giving us a tremendous opportunity to make closer and closer links between London and China. And finally, the Mayor of London, Ken Livingstone, prepared a special message which will now be screened. Thank you.
It couldn't be a better year to be celebrating the links between London and China in this year, the year of the pig. So much has happened in the last 12 months. London has opened offices in both Beijing and Shanghai. We're doing a lot of work with the Mayor of Beijing in terms of cooperating around the Olympics, and also with the business community in Shanghai. Both Beijing and Shanghai are working with London and other great world cities to tackle climate change. And the Chinese government is taking amazing initiatives which we just wish other governments around the world would follow in tackling climate change, which is the biggest threat we face. But this is the year of the pig, it's Chinese New Year. Let's just celebrate and look forward to all that we will achieve between London and China in the year to come. And you've just got 5 days left to pop along to City Hall, down by the Tower Bridge, opposite the Tower of London, over the next 5 days to see the remarkable exhibition there. Sculptures from Beijing with the theme of the Olympics, and the most amazing photographs of Shanghai. For anyone who has not yet been to Shanghai, this is perhaps the most dynamically growing city anywhere on the face of this planet, and those photographs are breathtaking. You can't hope to get to Shanghai or Beijing yourself. Come and have a small taste of those great world cities at City Hall. Kung Hei, Fat Choi. See you next year.
Thank you, Mayor of London, and thank you, Mr. John Ross. Can we please now welcome the Lord Mayor of Westminster City Council, Councillor Alexander Nicholl.
Your Excellency, distinguished representatives of the Chinese community in London, councillors, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trafalga Square on a day which promises, I think, not to rain, but even if it did, we wouldn't let that dampen our ardour as we celebrate the new year, the year of the pig. Lord Mayors come and go, but I've been privileged for the last 14 years to be the councillor of the ward that includes Chinatown within it. And I've met many friends over the years as a result of my work as a councillor amongst that community. And I can tell you that if there's anybody here who has not yet had a chance to go to Chinatown, you may not get a chance to go to China, and I have yet to go myself. But if you go into London Chinatown, you will, in effect, have gone into China. The welcome is warm, the cultural diversity is magnificent, and the range of restaurants, shops, and things to see and do is magnificent. So as part of today, don't just stay in Trafalgar Square and Leicester Square, migrate into Chinatown, and you will be made most welcome. And I know that as the councillor for that area, I'm very proud to have that as part of the ward. Happy New Year is really what it's all about. This isn't a day for long speeches, it's a day to see spectacle, to share in friendship as we congratulate the new year, the year of the pig. So enjoy yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. I certainly intend to. Thank you.
Now next up on stage, representing the People's Republic of China, His Excellency, the Chinese Ambassador to the UK, Mr. Da Pei-Jin.
My Lord Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This morning we are very happy to gather here to celebrate the Chinese Spring Festival. First of all, on behalf of the Chinese people, I would like to extend to you the festival greetings and best wishes to all of you and through you to all British people. I wish to take this opportunity to thank the Chinatown Chinese Association for the tremendous efforts they are putting into in organizing this celebration. And I also wish to thank the Great London Authority, the City of Westminster, and other sponsor organizations for their generous support. And I also wish to take this opportunity to welcome the Guizhou performing art troupe who is going to give song and dances later on. They have traveled thousands of miles away from China, especially for this occasion. I wish them every success in their performance. You all know that the Spring Festival is the most important traditional festival in China, like Christmas in the West. It's a time for family reunion, for people to renew their friendship. It's also a time to bid farewell to the past year and looking forward to the new year with great hope and confidence. Indeed, last year has been a very successful year, both for China and for Sino-UK relations. In China, the economy is doing very well. The growth rate is 10.7%. The efficiency of the economy have improved. The profits for industry and the national revenue increased by big margin, and the growth have been very stable. Last year, we all witnessed great progress in the relations between our two countries. Indeed, the political relations is getting closer, with the leaders meeting from time to time and reached a lot of consensus. Our consultations and cooperation on major international and regional issues are growing in breadth and depth. Trade has registered a 25% increase, and people-to-people contacts are becoming closer. Exchanges in the field of education, science are growing daily, and cultural activities are more active both ways. Indeed, the great improvement of our relationship has brought tangible benefits to both our peoples. Looking forward, I think there is great potential for further development of our relations, because we both are sitting on the permanent side in the Security Council. We share the same responsibility of maintaining world peace and promote prosperity. And the two economies are highly complementary to each other. And there is the traditional friendship between our two peoples. And of course, the Olympics of 2008 in Beijing and 2012 in London offers new platform for cooperation. So I'm sure with our joint efforts, our relations will become stronger in the next year and in the future. You all know that this year is the year of a pig, which is a good symbol of fortune. So finally, in conclusion, I wish every of you good health, prosperity, and happiness in your family. Thank you very much.
A warm welcome to the stage, your local MP for Westminster, the Right Honourable Markfield MP.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Lord Mayor, ladies and gentlemen. I won't detain you for any great length of time. Suffice to say that I agreed with much of what has been said already. But in particular, in looking at the people-to-people contact that Your Excellency, that you mentioned, I would like to say that I think we benefit educationally in many other ways from many Chinese people coming into this country. And I hope that today, amongst many of you today, amongst the old and particularly amongst the young, you will look upon China as being a place that you will wish to visit and perhaps stay for a time to study. As has been said, there are great opportunities. We will see China as a great showcase for the world. It looks upon the Olympics in 18 months' time as being an opportunity to show the world what China is all about. It is a tremendously exciting sense of development within that country. I hope there will be other changes in terms of the way that it looks at human rights and other aspects in the years to come as well. But there is no doubt that in China there are tremendous opportunities. And I hope that many of the young boys and girls here today will not just look upon coming to this as an annual occasion, but will go out to China, will see the tremendous opportunities that that country has, the tremendous economic growth, the tremendous scientific and development in so many other fields in those years ahead. So I hope that you will enjoy a taste of China today, which will be a taste of something much more elaborate in the future. Kung Hai Bat Choi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Markfield. And now we please welcome the leader of Westminster City Council, Sir Simon Milton.
Lord Mayor, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, can I add my congratulations to the London Chinatown Chinese Association for mounting another fantastic spectacle here for Chinese New Year 2007, the Year of the Pig. And can I also thank the LCCA for being fantastic partners in making Chinatown even better in the future. As you heard before, we're halfway through a £2 million improvement scheme to Chinatown to make it, and I agree with the aspiration, the best Chinatown of anywhere in the world. So please take the time to wander into Chinatown, see for yourselves the improvements that are taking place, enjoy the fantastic restaurants and shops there. It is a unique part of London. We're very proud to be able to support it, and today is a great day to celebrate the successes that we're having. So on behalf of the Council again, can I wish everyone a Happy New Year, Gung Hei Fat Choi.
Thank you, Sir Simon. There's now going to be a photo call. So whilst they're having their photos taken, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on in Trafalga Scare. Do you guys want to know what's going to happen today? Yeah! You guys may not be aware of this, but we're actually running a photo competition. So anyone who takes very good photos can submit the photos out of our post or uploading them onto our website, www.chinatownchinese.co.uk, and you can upload those from tomorrow. It's in conjunction with the Singapore Daily newspaper, and they're looking for the best photo that captivates the splendour and the spirit of Chinese New Year in London today. So take lots of photos, send them in, and you may win yourself a free flight to Hong Kong, which isn't a bad prize. No, not a bad prize. The first prize is 2 return flights to Hong Kong, sponsored by Air New Zealand. And the second prize are a pair of his and hers Storm watches. And the third prize will be 2 return tickets to Paris on Eurostar. So it's definitely worth entering. So I can see cameras flashing away already, so please carry on taking photos. Definitely one of us there. I don't think we really kind of captivate the spirit, but who knows? We may do. I think they've gone a bit quiet now. Should we see if they can remember what we thought? I think so, yeah. Which one should we do first? I think we should go for the Cantonese Gong Hei Fat Choi. Can you remember what we taught you? Oh, I'm not getting much of a response from the audience today. We need a bit more excitement from you. Okay, so after 3, 1, 2, 3. Not bad, but it's not as loud as it was to start with. No, truth is Leicester Square can hear us, and whether they can do any better. I don't think Leicester Square can hear us at the moment. No, because I think they decided that because of all the speeches and Thanksgiving, it's probably best for them to carry on with what they're doing. So at the moment, it's only Trafalga Square, but when Leicester Square are with us, we can then have a competition, but not yet. Excellent. And we need to get Trafalga Square warmed up. I've asked them not to yet, because they're not good enough yet. Okay, so you guys need to warm up a little bit more. So I want to hear you guys say Gong Hei Fat Choi one more time, but I want you to say it really, really loudly, okay? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's brilliant. That's much better. So what's the next one then, Yvonne? Okay, so in Mandarin it was Gong Ji Fa Tai. Can you remember that? Okay, 1, 2, 3. You can go to China, you're fluent, you'll be fine. They're getting much better at it. They're getting much better at it, aren't they? Okay, well, today's programme, we've got so much for you that's coming on. We've got dancers from Guizhou, we've got acrobats from Jiangxi Province, we've got martial artists from the Chinese Wushu Academy and Nanyang Pugilistic Association. We've got a young violin prodigy, Lord Chan, who will be performing later. We've also got a silk string quartet who are an up-and-coming rising Chinese group. And so that's the program after we finish the official opening ceremony. And we will also have a wonderful dragon dance once the dragon's eyes are dotted. But we'll carry on talking to you a bit more about what's going to be happening today. And so please do try out the flight simulator, the climbing wall, visit the stalls in Trafalga Square, Leicester Square, and Chinatown. Now, I know we've already told you it's the year of the pig. Now, how many of you were born in the year of the pig? Do you know? Okay, I want all the pigs to shout and say, me!
Not me!
Do you all know which year you were born? Because pigs were born in 1923, 1935, 1947, 1959, 1971, 1983, 1995 and 2007.
My dog was born.
So now that you know the year of the pig, all the different years that people were born in, I want to do it. I want all the pigs to say hi.
Chinese embassy.
Yeah.
There aren't that many pigs here, then. But there are 5 animals there, you know, in the year. So there's probably a little dragon.
Yay!
Yeah, not as many. Roosters. Snakes. Monkeys. Dogs. What's in the audience today? Should we tell the pigs a bit about themselves? For those of you who don't know, it's the golden pig year this year. I mean, it's the year of the pig every 12 years, but this particular pig year is very special because it's the golden year of the pig, which happens only every 60 years. Which means that for people who are pigs, they're especially lucky this year. But generally, for people who are born in the year of the pig, they are known to be very hard-working. They have excellent manners. They make and keep friends. They're very loving and loyal partners. And so this year, pigs can look forward to a year in which they can shine, both personally and professionally. So that's what's in store for the pigs this year. We will go through the other animals later on, as you know, there's some other really famous pigs actually. There's Humphrey Bogart, there's Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's also a pig, Hillary Clinton, and also Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock. So it's quite an eclectic mix of people. And for those of you who want to know a bit more, pigs generally look on very well to people of goats and rabbits, but we'll also tell you much more about that later on. Certainly will. At the moment, whilst photos are being taken, the money god sponsored by the Bank of China are handing out the red lucky money packets to them, and so when the money god visits you, when he comes off stage, you must remember to say to him, "Gong Hei Fat Choi," and he'll give you a lucky money packet. It's a red envelope with some money in it, so it'll bring you a lot of luck and get a lucky money packet. So you need to remember to say "Gong Hei Fat Choi" or "Gong Ji Fat Chai," and to make sure you know what you're saying, after 3, can you please say Gong Hei Fat Choi? 1, 2, 3.
Gong Hei Fat Choi!
Now, if I was the money god, I would give you any money for that. Okay? You have to say it loud, you have to say it clear. So after 3, one more time. 1, 2, 3. I think you guys are going to be quite rich today. Much better. They're going to be much better with that, aren't they?
It's meant to be like the acrobats and the dancers.
And so,
I don't know.
what else can we tell you about? Oh yes, the fireworks displays in Leicester Square, 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Now, do you know the story behind the fireworks, Susanna? Which one? Well, there used to be a monster called Nin, who was guarded by the heaven gods, and once a year he would sneak down to Earth and try and look for food. Now, he'd go for livestock, but he started to eat human beings. He started to go to the local villagers. Now, obviously, the villagers were pretty scared by this, a monster coming down, eating all their friends and family, so they needed to devise a plan to scare off the monster. So what they did, they got lots of bamboo sticks, they filled it up with gunpowder, and then when the monster men came down to visit, they would then set the bamboo sticks alight, and making lots of noise, which then scared monster men away. Ever since then, there's been a tradition to have fireworks. Oh, so that's the real story. Of course. What other story could there be? Well, there's so many of these old Chinese stories. Anyway, we need to say a farewell to our VIP guests who will now leave us. So, if we can all say Gong Hei Fat Choi to them. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Gong Hei Fat Choi! So, whilst our guests leave us, we're clearing the stage so that the dragon's eyes can be dotted, and then the dragons can perform, and then the stage program can begin. And so, just to remind you that please take plenty of photographs and enter them into competition, because you've got some great prizes, and so that's, you know, a definite bonus. Please keep taking photos. Just one quick thing, as you can see, the money god is making his way into the crowd. Try not to scare him, try not to push him over, be very nice to him, and hopefully he'll give you a red packet. The money And so we will have on stage after the dragon dance a dance troupe from Guizhou, and they've been brought over specifically for the Chinese New Year celebration, and they are a very famous dance troupe that were formed in China in 1956, and they have performed all over the world and have won many, many prizes. We also have the Chinese Wushu Academy, who will be performing various feats with their body and lots of sticks being hit and bending of steel on their heads. Likewise, the Nanyang Pugilistic Association will also be demonstrating their Kung Fu weapon skills and also their Iron Shirt Kung Fu, which is not to be missed. I've seen these guys before, and you will be absolutely astounded by what they can do, and I would not try it at home, whatever you do. And I can see the money god, sponsored by the Bank of China, is making its way through lots of visitors with lots of red packets. It seems as though the Bank of China has been making lots of money and distributing it to the crowd. And once again, I'd like to thank our major sponsors, the Mayor of London, the Chinese Embassy, Westminster City Council, the Arts Council, Bank of China again, Bank of East Asia, Cathay Pacific, Shaftesbury PLC, Siwu, the Armed Forces, Metropolitan Police Service and Metropolitan Police Authority, who have kindly sponsored our big screen in Trafalga Scare this year. Now, as you all know, it's the year of the pig, and I know there's lots of little kind of pig gifts out in the various stalls, and at the moment I don't see many pigs in the audience. Has anyone bought a pig yet? Oh, I see one over there. I see two. Oh, I see one. If there's more, put your hand, wave them up so everyone can see. Two pigs. There's a pink one over there. Oh, can you bring that over to me? Oh, pink one over there as well. There's plenty of pigs. Now, I think that we need to see a lot more pigs later on this afternoon. But please make sure you walk around, buy a few gifts, buy some pigs, and by the end of the evening, I want to see the whole audience with pigs in their hands. Hey, the dragon's coming up now. Where? Do you reckon the monster's coming down? I really hope not. I don't like monsters. Or does the monster only come down at night time? I'm thinking he does. That way he can hide. But where's the dragon? The dragon's not awake yet. But apparently all the special VIPs have to wake it up by traditionally dotting the dragon's eyes. So that's what the dotting of the eyes is. Yeah, because the dragon's asleep now, and so we dot the eyes, and apparently he then wakes up. And then there's going to be a spectacular dance with lots of drums. And this is when you definitely have to get your cameras ready. And so whilst that's happening, I think, oh, there's a big drum. A drum's come on stage, it's going to be pretty noisy. So again, there's going to be plenty of activities here today. We've got the Guizhou troupe performing immediately after the dragon dance, followed by the Jiangxi Cultural and Art Troupe, and they will be performing a lot of acrobatics. There's going to be some face changing and something which they call people's body feet, which will be quite interesting. Do you know what that is, Yvonne? I'm not too sure. I know last year when they had that, there was these great girls who were doing all these fantastic acrobats, but I'm not too sure if it'll be the same this year, or will it be something different. But I can guarantee you that it was something not to be missed. And if it doesn't get too cold, hopefully you guys will stay with us for as much of the day as you can, because honestly there's so much going on, there's so much to see. Oh, I think we better do forward a bit because I think we're getting in the way. I'm getting pushed off by the dragon. So again, wonderful opportunity to take plenty of photos now with the dragons. Oh, they're blindfolded because they're waiting for their eyes to be dotted. And so once again, please enjoy yourself today by visiting Leicester Square and Chinatown. And hopefully some of you here in Trafalga Square saw the fabulous parade this morning, which started at 11 o'clock. So, I mean, how many of you here saw the parade? If you did see it, please shout, Gonghe Fat Choy. So quite a few saw it then. I think the parade is, what time does the parade finish? It may have finished by now. I know it's a much longer parade. I think it should take them about an hour and a half for them to finish, and so the parade, I know, gets very, very crowded. So hopefully that was very spectacular.
But there's not much of a space when
we have time to go get some food from Chinatown? I don't think so. I think, really? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe just eat that pig that was on the stage earlier. Oh, that was great. Oh, and the eyes are being dotted, so this doesn't really take that long, and so you'll soon know because the drums will start banging and you won't hear us, and then we'll have to clear the stage very quickly.
Jeg befinder mig i det kinesiske nytår på Trafalga Scare, og jeg oplever det simpelthen så fantastisk. Der er røde balloner over det hele. Der er en kæmpe drage, en kinesisk drage eller 2 stykker op på scenen. Det er egentlig ret imponerende, fordi at man også ser storskærm, som er en effektiv måde at i hvert fald at kunne følge med i, hvad der sker på scenen, vel at mærke. Der har været prominente kinesere, som har siddet i deres uniform og med videre. Og der har været forskellige taler også. Så det har egentlig været ret spændende at stå her i London på Trafalga Scare og kigge på Nielsen med den sejrende, det sige, Felix eller søjle. Han er nærmest på en søjle. Ret søjle, sådan er det.
Unfortunately, I'm here as your MC today. I'm in my beautiful dress, and unfortunately I can't really move very well in the dress, so I couldn't do both at once. But you actually prefer to be actually standing here talking with the crowd and getting them to rehearse how to say Happy New Year. Are you guys feeling the cold? No. I think we need to warm it up with a few more Gonghe Fat Choys. Stamp your feet. So I think we should have a bit of a competition really. If I take the right side of the stage, so everyone from this side, you're going to be in my team, and everyone on this side is going to be on the winning team. No, I think we're going to win. So on this side, we're going to do Gonghe Fat Choy in Chinese, and we're going to do Gongxi Fa Cai, okay? So after 3, my side will say Gonghe Fat Choy. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to win. Yeah, see, I didn't really hear that. So on my side, are you guys ready? Okay, after 3, 1, 2, 3. No, mine is louder. Mine is much louder. I don't think so. I think we totally won that one. No, I think mine were much louder. I think all the winners say aye. No, the winning team, after 3 say aye. 1, 2, 3. See, I told you. Woo! I don't like to lose, by the way. You guys have to do better. No, joking apart, there are no winners today. It's a wonderful day. It's Chinese New Year. So we're all here to celebrate Chinese New Year. And it's a very happy occasion. Welcoming the New Year in. And whilst we're here, we'd also like to thank the mayor again and mention the China and London season. The London Chinatown Chinese Association is very proud to kick off the China and London season for the mayor. Over the next couple of weeks there will be over 100 Chinese related events happening throughout the capital. So please do take time to find out more about those events by visiting the Mayor of London's website, where you'll find a lot of information about the events taking place.
They get a bit when everyone's gone.
Well, a few more seconds before the dragon dancing begins, but it's worth the wait, I promise. The London Chinatown Chinese Association would also like to thank the Arts Council for their huge support this year. The Arts Council has been very kind in helping us develop a programme by bringing over more artists from China, helping performers work together, and in particular the UK-trained performers to learn more about Chinese martial arts and how the Chinese artists train and practice. Now, I heard a rumour earlier that we have got some performers who are in the Kinesisk Nytår records. Is that correct? Apparently, the Medway Couture Association have brought over a group who apparently performed a very spectacular lion dance. But I think it involves a lot of jumping on poles, which is quite dangerous. But that's happening later, I believe. Fantastic. So again, something else that you shouldn't miss, and you need to stay in Trafalga Square for. And so there is a full and fun-packed programme, and looking at things, I think the lions, the dragons are about to start performing on stage. I mean, this year, because the Chinese New Year celebrations are going bigger and better year on year, and to enable everyone to do them, we've decided not to have the dragon dance in the middle of the square, which took up far too much room. So they're performing on stage, which means they've got to be even better at doing their dragon dance, as there's less room and it can be pretty dangerous. So everyone, please welcome the Kinesisk Association, who will be performing the dragon dance any minute now, as the dragons can see. And the dragons are itching, they're ready to go.
Oh shit.
So any minute now, you will see a spectacular dragon dance performed by Ian Armstrong and the Namyang Pugilistic Association.
Rowan then.
Please give a warm welcome
Wave to him.
the Namyang Pugilistic Association.
Wave to Rowan. Wave to Rowan, can you see him?
Golden Year and the Pig, we have another lion dance for you from the Medway Association. Oh, so would you guys like to see another dance? Yeah! Again, I didn't quite hear you. A little bit louder. Yeah! You guys are getting better. I'm forming things. So, please give a very warm welcome to a proud debate from the Medway Association, another lion dance. Oh, that's the other one. Actually, they're not quite ready yet, so while they're kind of carrying on there, as we mentioned, we do have a lot of other performers coming on stage today. After the next lion dance, we have the Guizhou Cultural Troupe, who are from the province in southwest China. They'll be performing 4 acts for you. We also have some acrobats from the Shaanxi province of China. And we also have the Silk String Quartet, who will be performing some traditional instruments. In addition, we also have Law Chan, who I listened to her earlier during her rehearsal, and she is absolutely astounding. She's only 11 years of age, and she is a complete violin prodigy. And when you hear her, I'm sure you'll agree how amazing she is. I've got something that you don't know. We're going to have a surprise later, and I'm not going to tell you. I don't like surprises, but it's a very, very nice surprise. It's going to happen a bit later on in about an hour or so. But it's a very nice surprise. It's not when I decide I need to get time to some food and eat. No, you're saying it was me. I think we're going to get someone to get some food back to us. Unless we use the pig, obviously. Yeah, I've already started on this. Maybe I should have said that. And so we've got another dragon here, because obviously it's the golden pig year. And so we have another dragon dance, and I think they're going to be ready. I think if I'm right, we need to stage soon. No, I think obviously for the first dragon, you have to stop the eyes of the dragon before it will start to dance and come alive. So I think in order for this dragon to start dancing, you guys need to say Gong Qi Fat Choi. And I think we should get them to do it all together, because all together they're much louder. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. So here we go. Okay. Look, well, I'm sure people in the crowd will probably take some better photos, so that was cheating. They probably will. Okay, we mentioned earlier that this is the golden year of pigs, and pigs get on very well with goats and rabbits, and so we thought we'd tell you a bit about people who are goats. So, the people who are goats, these are people who were born in 1967, 1979, 1991, and 2002. You're all born in the year of the goat. So for all those who are goats, can we hear a really loud gong back, Joyce? So there aren't that many of you, Joyce. How many rabbits there are then? Okay, rabbits, born in 63, 75,
Okay,
77,
yes.
99. Any rabbits out there?
So I know, probably.
Okay, rabbits. Rabbits, you're on helmets.
I eat
Life enjoy kind of things in life and usually live a very long life.
Sorry, excuse me.
And for goats, people who are goats will exude elegance and have artistic talent. Maybe they should be on here. Maybe these people are goats who are standing by the stage. They were formed in 1960 and as mentioned before from the Guangdong province. And I think we're waiting for the okay from our stage manager. We need to listen to him even though we've been quite naughty by disappearing organising surprises for you and taking photos. I'm sure we're going to get told off later, and we won't get our lucky money. If you don't say anything, and I don't say anything, then we'll know. Yeah.